Although gambling on professional sports is illegal in most states, 1 in 5 fans have placed a bet, and 73% of those who did so said it made watching the games more interesting, according to the results of a national UMass Washington Post poll released today. The poll also found that a majority of Americans, 55%, support making gambling on professional sports legal in all states. It is legal now only in Delaware, Montana, Nevada, and Oregon, compared to 33% who disapprove, according to the new poll. The findings illustrate a shift in opinion from 2 decades ago, when 56% of respondents were opposed to legalizing sports betting, according to a 1993 Gallup USA Today poll. A majority of Americans now favor sports betting, but this is especially true among respondents younger than 50. This suggests that support may actually continue to increase in years to come. I would not be surprised if we see a push to legalize sports betting in more states, especially in states with a ballot initiative, said Prof. Joshua Dick, co-director of the UMass Lowell Center for Public Opinion, which partnered with the Washington Post on the national poll. Despite much public attention in recent years on fantasy sports leagues and daily fantasy sports sites like DraftKings and FanDuel, only 16% of sports fans have participated in a fantasy league in the last 5 years, the survey found. The vast majority of those who did, 80%, participated in fantasy football. Less than a quarter of those who participated in fantasy sports did so via a daily fantasy league like DraftKings or FanDuel, which award cash payouts. That translates into only 3% of all Americans participating in daily fantasy leagues in the last 5 years. With the controversy surrounding daily fantasy leagues, it's interesting that only 3% of Americans have played in a daily fantasy football league in the last 5 years. Compared to overall sports gambling, daily fantasy appears to be just a drop in the bucket, Dick said. Other findings from the poll include support for legalizing sports betting is strongest among avid sports fans, 70%, compared to 43% among non-fans, and men 63%, compared to 47% of women. Among ethnic groups, Latinos surveyed showed the most support for legalizing sports gambling, 65% compared to 53% of white and 51% of black respondents. Among age groups, 40 to 49-year-olds 68% and 18 to 29-year-olds 62% were the most supportive of legalization, compared to 41% of those older than 65 and 51% of 50 to 64-year-olds. Results of the UMass Lowell Washington Post poll, which looks at Americans' opinions on a variety of sports and related issues, are based on live interviews with a random sample of 1,000 American adults conducted in English and Spanish via cellular telephones and landlines August 14 through August 21. The margin of error is plus or minus 3.7% for all respondents. Details on methodology and additional poll data and analysis are available at http://www.uml.educables. Explore further. 3/4 of Americans see head injuries in football as major problem, provided by University of Massachusetts Lowell.